Hey everyone, today's topic is how to talk after a fight. My name is Lia Huynh. I'm a licensed marriage family therapist. Let's face it, getting into an argument is really stressful. The last thing we want to do is talk about it again, right? So a lot of us maybe will push it under the rug or say, hey, we're good again, let's just move forward. When we can actually talk about a fight afterwards, there's so much growth that can happen in a relationship, and there's so much healing that can be done. I know there's so many clients that come in that I see that say, we got into this fight 5 years ago and I still remember some of the things that we said. And some of those fights have long-term consequences that affect you for years. So if we can just come back after an argument and talk about things, I think that will help the relationship to heal and also to grow. Now, a lot of times people will say, well, I really don't know what to say. So I'm going to take you step by step on what to talk about after an argument. So the first step is to really make sure that you're calm and you're in a place to reconcile, and that your partner is also in that same place, right? If both of you are not in a calm place, you're still going to be in that fight or flight mode, and you're just going to want to battle each other out and talk about what each other did wrong, and it's just not going to be good. So the next step is really, I'm not going to talk too much about it, is to just ask the other person how they're feeling. That's a good way to kind of get the ball rolling. After you've asked how they're feeling, and that the other person shares, you want to be able to listen well. There's some nuances that I'm going to take you through, and I have a whole blog post on how to listen well, but I'm going to try to break it down for you. The first thing you want to do is you want to have empathy. That's the first thing that kind of breaks down. So I'll give you just a basic example. I hear this a lot in my office. Say there's a husband and a wife, and the wife is angry and she says, hey, when you went to basketball last night, I was having a bad day and I really wanted you to be home with me, but you just kind of left me. You want to really take time to, one, empathize. Okay, so think about a time, for this example, right? Think about a time where you felt alone and somebody wasn't there for you. Right? How did that feel? Right? Think about that. Right? So you can say, oh yeah, okay. I can understand how she feels. Okay, that's empathy. And then secondly, you want to reflect back. Okay, so if she says, you left me all alone, you went to play basketball, you want to, with empathy, say something like a mirror, like reflect back. Wow, you felt all alone, you had a hard day, and it felt like I just left you. Not very difficult, you're just kind of repeating back the words, but you're saying it in a genuine way. Right? And that is so powerful. I would challenge you to try it on your partner and see if it doesn't calm down the other person, just that they feel heard and they feel understood. So very, very important. That's probably the heart of reconciling, is to listen. Okay. Next, you want to just take responsibility for your part. I'm not saying you have to apologize in this example for going to basketball if that's something that you've already agreed is okay. But maybe there's something in there that you wish you could have done better. It's not necessarily your fault, but just saying it is very healing. So you could say something like, you don't have to say, I'm really sorry I went to basketball, because that's what you always do. It was agreed on. But what you could say is something like, I wish I had paid more attention to you, or I wish that I had asked you a little bit further about how your day was, or I wish that I had offered to stay home. And that's a way of you kind of taking responsibility for your part, even if it wasn't something that you did wrong. I think it's really easy to say sorry for stuff that is obviously wrong. You cheated on your partner. No, you better say sorry. That's easy. It's the little things that maybe you didn't catch that are harder to say sorry for or harder to take responsibility for. And that's the little nuance that I think is very powerful, is to catch the little things that you could have done better. So that's something you can ask yourself, like, okay, it's not my fault, but what could I have done better? And then just take ownership of that. Say, yeah, I could have done that better. Okay. Then the next step is just to verbalize that you will do that better, and then follow through and say, next time I will kind of ask you, do you want me to stay home? Or how about next time I'll A, B, and C? If you do those steps correctly, more than likely you will see your partner kind of calm down and say, yeah, I know, maybe I overreacted, or you'll see them kind of giving a little bit too, right? And at that point, that's when you can start sharing what's hurt you. So for example, in this basketball example, so you can say something like, hey, can I share a little bit about what I'm feeling? And hopefully she'll say yeah, because she feels good and ready and open, right? And this is great because you want to create a space where she's going to listen to you, or the other person is going to listen to you. So then that's where you can say, hey, you know, when I came home, I kind of felt blindsided because I was just happy from basketball, and then you kind of gave me this mad face, and I really didn't know what I did wrong, and I really felt like I had just, I don't know, like cheated on you with 100 women. And that's where she can do those same steps, right? So it's something that the two of you can do together, and if you can do it well, then you can really grow and progress in your relationship, and you can have a lot of healing as well. So try it. And one encouragement I would say is relationships are messy, feelings are messy, that life is messy. So it's okay if it's not perfect, right? It's the progress that you're trying to make. So just try a few things, see if you can listen better. And it doesn't have to sound the way I say it. It's taking those principles and making them your own.